Because you are watching this video, you are probably watching many other crochet videos as well. And you can't have missed the fact that there are so many different ways how people hold their hands and their yarn and the positions, how they move their hands while they crochet. So I decided to list some of those. And at the end then I'll do the way how I crochet. I often get questions also about that. And I have a couple of interesting clips from TikTok. We end up with so many different combinations because you can work with whatever way with your left hand, and then you can hold the hook on either of the main ways, like a pen, like I do, or you can hold it from the top, like a knife. And there are slight variations to both of these. This here seems to be a very common way to crochet, especially in English-speaking countries, so that you have a knife hold and you have the yarn going over your index finger and you hold like this here. I'm trying it. Here the yarn is in front, but there's also the other way that it comes from behind your index finger, and otherwise you crochet the same. And both with this and that previous one, there are two ways where either you take it like that there, or some people twist the hook to get it. So there's those two ways as well. Then there is a variation of this that I only saw for the first time last year, that you wrap the yarn around your index finger. It's too far away now. Like this here, and then you start to crochet. And then there seems to be two ways how people do it. Some people drop it like that and then wrap again, or others seem to hold it so loosely that as you crochet, it comes out of there automatically, so that you don't need to let it go like that there. Let's see also this here video. It's from TikTok, and see how she uses her index finger. So that's one possible way. And then there's a variation of this also that otherwise is the same, but it goes again the other way round, so that you wrap it so that the yarn comes from behind there. Looks of course very awkward when I'm trying to do it. And I have even seen this so that there are 4 wraps around your finger. And with all of these, there's just any number of ways how people say what you should do with the yarn, how it goes in here. So whatever, it goes here or there, or some people wrap it round, just any. I haven't actually seen anybody zigzagging it, but I'm sure there's some people who do that too. So this is why you can't count how many different ways there are, because there are so many combinations. This is how I was taught to crochet both by my mother and at primary school. So you have a pen hold and all your fingers are close together. This is similar to what I do now, but not the same. So you crochet from here. For quite a number of years I crocheted like this, because how I remember it is that I used to crochet a lot of lace with a very tiny metal hook, and this part of my finger was always broken. So I must have used this hold where the hook scratches your finger a bit. At school the knife hold was absolutely forbidden, so we had to hold it like this. Kids still learn to crochet and knit and sew at primary schools. It used to be just girls, but now it's everybody. I remember quite a few years ago, my nephew needed to crochet a scarf at school, and he wasn't too happy about it, but he got it done. There are slight alterations to this where people slightly lift the finger. In various ways there are different alterations to this. This video is also very interesting, the way they crochet. It's similar to the English kind of knitting where you would have yarn in your right hand, but also that's very quick. I haven't tried that, it looks very difficult. This is a position I have only ever seen one person crochet like, holding the yarn in between 2 fingers like that there and nowhere else. And then just letting it run as you go on. But she seemed to crochet fast. It shows you can get used to any kind of a position. Then lastly, to the way how I crochet. It's very common all over the world really, but you may not have noticed that much of it on YouTube if you watch English videos only, because English speakers dominate on YouTube, and this way is largely for loads and loads of other languages. In making this video, I watched lots of crochet videos in multiple languages, whether I knew them or not, just to see how they crocheted, and variations of this technique came up all the time. I have a pen hold for the hook, and I'm holding my work with the thumb against the side of the index finger. And to make a stitch, I lift the yarn slightly with my middle finger there. So from there and there. So there's a bit of the movement, just automatic movement with the middle finger there all the time. And the way I have the yarn here nowadays is like this here. I used to have it there with the 3 fingers and hold it with all the fingers, but recently I've had some problems with my pinky fingers, so it feels better now to keep it like that there, so I don't actually move the pinky as much. So here one more. And the yarn keeps running on its own, so I don't do anything about that. When necessary, I squeeze it slightly with the fingers here. This bell that I was making here was one of the first ones of my tutorials that went viral. A very bad quality video, so I made a better one. I'm linking that one in the description. So here we are with all these different ways. Did you find the way how you crochet? And especially, do you crochet in some way that wasn't shown in any of these here? That would be especially interesting to know.